it's a city of like real dichotomies in so many ways. It's whenever I have people in town that are curious, and I'll give people driving tours of this stuff, I'll usually try and give driving tours that cover these things, because like I can show you a 12-bedroom, 7-bathroom mansion with a gardener's house out back owned by doctors, and then we can drive 6 minutes and I can show you an entire block of completely vacant and fire damaged houses. And those all exist within the same city. I totally know stories of someone living on the east side, north of here, that can't sell their house for $20,000. If there's one thing that came out of the water crisis, it's that a lot of these problems that the water crisis highlighted were present before it. The water crisis accented a lot of it, right? And so like if you were to talk to someone in 2012, they would have said, yeah, we probably need to make a big investment in our infrastructure. What the water crisis did was it showed sort of really painfully and tangibly what happens when you don't.
There are entire blocks that no longer have residents on them. Yeah, it's not a myth. It's you can look up areas of the city of Flint that once had houses on them that are now all demolished. Land bank school is to go out of business. We're not selling those houses at market value. We're selling those houses at a rate that gets a homeowner back into them. Our mission is to restore value to the city of Flint, and we think that our prices are in line with that.
Especially being in Flint, there's not a lot of houses around, but there's a lot of abandonment around here. So yeah, I believe it bring up the community as well.
So those of us who are here are very dedicated. And we believe that little by little, by creating creating new housing, although in most cases it's renovation, that we can bring families back in.
When I was 19, my house burned down, which was my first year of college. And that led to living in hotels for a while and all the other things that come with suddenly being unhoused. Being unhoused definitely made me think about housing just constantly, because when you don't have one, it's everything. Because of all of the foreclosed houses, it was just maybe lonelier than other places. And I think that there was like a kind of a sense that when I was growing up, this place didn't really have a future. But I think that those experiences help make you more resilient.
So URC, we have primarily been focused on what we call the downtown core redevelopment. So we're up to 29 buildings. It's a really cool thing to see in Flint, because the last thing I'd want to focus on is like abandoned houses. I think a lot of that, we call it blight porn in Flint. Like a lot of people just want to kind of shock us with it of like, oh man, look at this down and out. It looks like a third world country. It looks bombed out. And that certainly can be a part of the reality in the sense of the level of disrepair. But like so many people in Flint are like, don't readily associate their experience with that, if you will.
As you can see, I'm in my house now. Yeah, my house is pretty big. Pretty big. My house pretty big.
I'm excited about being a homeowner in Flint, and this is the first time in over 10 years that I've been a homeowner in a municipality, and so I'm really looking forward to engaging with the community on a very meaningful basis. Being able to be here in Flint to be a part of the community and hopefully have an influence on its continued growth is an awesome opportunity.
Flint is much more stable as a place to live than it was 10 years ago. And so a lot of people who might have fled the city during the water crisis now see it as a viable place to live again.
I think in a lot of ways, Flint, outside of local media, is still seen as like something to pity as opposed to celebrate. And a lot of the people who choose to stay in Flint really want to be here. You know, this is their home. They want to see a brighter future. They're committed here because this is their community. They don't ever see themselves going away.